unload a load of pine pulpwood to go to our paper mill, because they're liable not to take but a couple days this week too, so we can get it going. What I'm gonna do with this load too is I'm gonna lace a bunch of these tops, these short tops in it as I load it. I'll show you how I do that. See that fork right there? I'm gonna bust it. So I didn't want to break that end off of it though. I'm gonna move this piece all the way to the, well, not all the way to the bolster because it's not long enough. Put it right there. I'm gonna get this piece off because that piece right there, if you leave it in there, when they pick it up, if that load tilts, it can come out and hit the cab of the truck. So we'll get that piece off and get it out of the way. But I busted that fork because it'll, if you don't, sometimes, depending on how it's loading, it'll come back and bite you later on because it just won't lay right in the load. And it takes up room. Yeah, I didn't want that to happen. Alright, I'm gonna put some of those tops on. Get a good grapple full of them. I'm gonna turn around backwards. See, I got a little hole right there in that back. I'm gonna put them right here. We'll kind of split the difference of the trailer. And get them to where they're at that bolster right there. About 3/4 of them are going back that way. And fill that in right there. Alright, now I'll go over on the other side with some long stuff and go on. Once I get some long stuff on it, then I'll come back and I'll take some tops and I'll spin around butt forward and go over the top of them. And it'll lace in there. I call it lacing, that's what I call it. So I've got one over there that may roll out. We're going to see what happens when I go on up on it here. I'm watching the butt of it there. Alright, so that was good. Now we'll come over on this side, do the same thing. This is a big forky one here, and this was going to break the fork out, which is okay. I was going to say this one right here wouldn't have affected the way I was going to load. I could have left the fork in it. But a lot of times they'll break out like that. Way up. Alright. Then we'll grab some tops. I'm not going to grab as big a grapple full as I grabbed a while ago. About half of what I had. I wanted to land right in the middle. And it's going to fill that hole in right there now. See how I did that? You can see the tops overlap one another. Now I go on the other side over there with some long stuff again. that's a forking one there, and it's okay because the fork's gonna be toward the back of the trailer. Middle ways are so back, and they'll be all right. And the same thing with this one. Come back to this side now. So I've got a little dip in the middle again, so I can grab some top, spin around backwards, and lay them on the back right there. Let's see. I'm gonna save these right here because these are pretty good ones. They'll go on the front, like over the top on the front, lace them back in. It's a pretty decent gravel right here. Now I'll go back on the top. I'll grab this here and go to the front. Laying just right there. Now I'll go back to the side. See that on the bottom, it's too short to go all the way to the front, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it out. See, I dropped it out and lay it up against the bolsters, and then I'll take the rest and I'll go all the way to the front now. I'm going to drop that piece out. See, you left that fork. Alright, then I'm going to catch this and go on up. Right there. See, I'm starting the wall on the other side, and I'm going to come back on this side. Pieces. We'll grab, let's see, this one on the top. It's not going to work. I'm going to throw it over here out of the way right now. So why am I doing it like this? Alright, so there's not enough long stuff to load a load by itself, and there's not enough short stuff to load a load by itself, double bunk. And sometimes I hate loading the double bunk stuff, and so what I'll do is I'll do this right here and load it like this, and it'll burn up a lot of that double bunk wood. You can actually put about a whole bunk in the middle of the load like that, and when they grab it in the middle, it'll hold it. It'll hold it off. So you don't like the 20,000. So I'm going to go back and kind of straighten this up a little bit here. Give it a bite. Same thing again. So see how well that stuff lays in there like that? It's just good and flat, keeping the load level. So now I'll come back on the top, one on the front again. I'll try to grab this one right there. So see, if two of them broke, I'm going to get that out right there. I don't want that to go on the load. That'll just get chunked away. course, you have to load it to what each mill will accept. This mill here, this pulpwood mill it's going to, they'll take it like this. Some mills in some places will not. So just because you see me doing it a certain way don't mean that where you're at, but you can do it too. See, that fell off the other side over there, so I'm gonna grab it. It was too short. I'm gonna slap over the, I'll put it on this side over here. So what I'll do with it, drop it right there. So now I'm gonna grab this one, and I want it to go all the way against the bolsters, because it's a good long piece and there's a hole right there. See, it just filled it in. Flip that one, slap over the top of Kevin right there. Okay. This is when you got to know when to say when as far as lacing the top pieces in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put another long one on the other side over there, or a couple of them. These trees are so small, if you just breathe on them a little bit, it'll snap them. So that, like I cut that one in half a while ago, and just ease up with them so you don't break them. So I put a few more top pieces in right there in the middle. But you got to be careful right here, because this stuff has got to lock in and stay on the load when it's binding down. So this one right here is too far back. I'm gonna grab it. I don't like how it's looking. That one right there has the potential to come out of the load. So I'm gonna slide it forward some. Because anything that's sitting right there where it can rock, it can walk itself right out of that load. And you don't want that to happen going down the road. some of this is going to go to the far side, and some of it's going to come over to this side. I'm going to put just these two over here on that far side. These will do when they go in there, it'll push in and it will almost like cinch that up in the middle and hold it. This one here, I'm going to go right in the middle over the top of everything. And then I'm going to kind of pack it. I need to slide this one back some.
Alright, that's not good. We're going to have to get it fixed up there.
Situated pretty good on it. See it? See the load dropping on it now? So you can see the top of that other bolster over on the other side. Alright, so everything is locked down on it now. You'll bind it real good. Alright, go ahead. Or so you can't even look at the load and really tell that that stuff is laced in there from the outside of it, looking at it. So we're good, man.